Good morning. I am Leandro Sfera Jr., Assistant Superintendent of Student Support Services and Operations for Nash County Public Schools. I would like to welcome you to this Connect, Inform, Engage Parent Workshop session. We will be sharing information about our parent portal, which is a way for parents and guardians to monitor uh, their child's academic progress. Thank you for joining us this morning, and we hope that you find this presentation useful. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Chris Catalano. I am the Executive Director of Communication Planning and Engagement for Nash County Public Schools. And as Mr. Farrow said, we're glad that you've joined us today for this second in our series of Connect, Inform, Engage parent information sessions. I wanted to take you just through a couple logistics for our session today. Those of you who have joined us on Zoom, we do have a couple panelists that are in the room that we'll introduce a little bit later in our session today. But if you have joined us on Zoom, we're going to use the chat box feature in order to engage and discuss and ask questions as we go throughout the session today. When you're in Zoom, you'll see a bar at the bottom of your screen that has a couple options on it. You're going to click on the chat option and a box will pop up that looks like this right here. And you're going to be able to type a message into the chat box, press enter, and it will show up and you'll be able to see all of the messages that come. Just one that come through the chat box. And we've got Michelle Royster, who's with us today, who is going to be moderating our chat for us. And she will respond if you've got any questions in the chat. And then we'll also be answering some of them as we get into the session today out loud as well. If you don't see the chat, okay, I'm sorry about that. If you don't see the chat icon there, you may see three little dots that are going to give you additional options, and the chat feature should be there as well. Our agenda for this morning session, we will have a presentation on Parent Portal. And we'll walk you through monitoring your students' academic progress. We will then move into a question and answer panel with some parents that we have, as well as some Nash County Public School staff that will be joining them as well. And then once we finish that question and answer session, we'll give you some information about our next session and some information that you can use moving forward. So right now, I am going to turn things over to Rod Whitley and Danny Plyler. Rod Whitley is our Director of Student Information Systems, and Danny Plyler is our Director of Instructional Technology. And they're going to actually walk you through how to get logged into Parent Portal and some of the features that you'll be able to use once you're in Parent Portal and have access to it. Danny and Rod, I'm going to turn things over to you.
Thank you, Dr. Catalano. As you know, a lot of times when we're trying to keep up with our students' information, it's been difficult during this time that we've been in. The Parent Portal, however, is a very good opportunity, a good device element to use in order to be able to follow your students' progress in a remote type fashion. So Basically, what it is it is a program that you can either use through your web browser or through a mobile device that you can actually, can you go back one? A mobile device in which you can follow that progression. Now, as of right now, we only have about 10% of parents that are connected to their students' accounts at this time. We'd really like to get that up because we feel that it would be very beneficial to be able to follow your students' progress in a remote fashion. Okay. In order to be able to either access the portal through the web page, what you would want to do is go to our web page and click on the Power School icon, which the arrow is pointing at. And what that will do is it will take you to the login via the web browser. Or you can also download the program from whichever type of device you have, whether it be an iPhone or an Android device. You can download the PowerSchool mobile app for both of these phone devices. And a little bit later, we're actually going to show you how you can connect via the web and via the mobile app. Now, in order to be able to access the parent portal, you need to either contact your school or contact 567-3379 and work with the individuals connected to that phone to get your parent portal web access letter. You will need to show photo ID for verification because, as you know, student information, we want to keep it secure. So we want to have a photo ID to verify that you are who you are, so we don't just turn over this information to anybody. You'll receive a letter, and as you can see, 1 through 7, that actually gives you the steps in order to be able to set up an account, and also connect your student or students to your account. What I'm getting ready to do now is show you this process using a dummy account and just show you hopefully how easy it is to do this. We've done this countless times, but I just want to show you exactly how we can do it. So let me share my screen. Okay, so as you see here, right now we are on our Nash County Public Schools website, and you will just click on the Power School icon. Now, if you've already got an account, then you would just do your normal sign in, but we're going to talk about how to create an account. So you create an account, click on the Create Account button, and we are going to use forgive my typing. So basically, I've gone through, put in my first name, my last name, my email address in which any of the notifications I want to be sent to, and then my login ID. You get to create your own username. So your username and your password are what you really need to keep up with. Now, if you'll scroll down a little bit, you'll actually see where you need to put the student's name, which will be your student's name. You will find that on the letter. And the access ID and the password will be about middle way through your letter. It'll be after number 7, which is as far as the instructions. You'll see it says your confidential ID and it says your password. That's where it's associated with that specific student. That's where you'll put this information in. And you'll actually choose what your relationship is. And if you have multiple students, you'll be able to do multiple students at this time, just following the same process. You'll just, instead of just doing it for one, you would do it for multiple, but we're only going to do it for one for this example. And I'll do enter. So now it'll take you back to the login screen. And what I have to do is I have to remember what my username and password was. And then I will sign in. And now I have successfully created an account and I have access to my students' information. There's really not a lot of information in here because it is a test account, but we wanted to show you exactly how easy it is to create an account and connect your student to that account. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Danny Plaller, and he's going to show you how to do this for the mobile app.
Mr. Plyler, I believe that I've made you co-host and you should be able to share your screen as well. He's going to actually model this on his cell phone.
Dr. Catalano, I'm looking at the participants and I'm seeing that he is not a co-host.
I apologize. I think I've just fixed it, Mr. Plyler. You should be good now.
Okay, here we're getting ready to share my screen. Right. All right, you should be able to see that now. So I'm going to go to the App Store first, just again, so you can see what the app looks like. There it is. It'll say Power School Mobile. I've already loaded it, but you'll be able just to do that and then open the app. When you do that, the district code will be the first thing you'll need, and that is ZDZX. Then I give the continue button. I am a parent, so I'm going to be drawing. I'm going to use my account that Mr. Whitley just created. And now I'm loaded to the dashboard for that student. As he mentioned a while ago, for security reasons, we can't actually show live data, but it would come to a dashboard and we'll have some images in the presentation momentarily. You'll see what that looks like so you can look at attendance and grades, but it should take you to the dashboard and then you'll see the courses that your student is enrolled in. So I'm going to stop sharing now and let Dr. Catalano go back to show in the presentation slides, and I'll talk through the next couple of slides from there. Okay, on this picture, you will see this is from a web browser view. It brings you here. You can see on the left side would be all of the attendance data. There'll be days, particular days, whether they were absent or not. Notice the arrows on the screen are pointing to blue text on the website. Anything in blue is a hyperlink. So the one on the right under absences, that 3, you could click on that and see when they were absent. Click on the teacher's name for more information, or the score under a particular term. And if you clicked on that, go to the next slide, it will show you specific assignments within that course. If you go ahead and go to the next slide. If you clicked on the score for that. There we go. Okay. Sorry, go back up. I was looking at my computer screen. I apologize. So there you could see the particular assignments there. Any of those that are in blue as well, you would click on those and be able to see more information about that. The assignment title would give you a bit of description about that, or the number would give you more about the score itself. If you're a K2 student, this next slide will show you what to do. K2 students would not have direct grades listed under the term columns. We do standards grades in Nash County for K2 students. So you can see the circle there. You'd click on the standards tab and it will take you to this screen. You'll see the courses listed with drop-down arrows beside them. I've opened, though this screenshot has the one open for ELA. Notice the scores there for that one particular standard. The teachers are not required to assess every standard during each term, only the ones that they've introduced to the students during that term. So you would see numbers in the ones that the teachers have graded or assessed your child on at them during that particular term. If there was a blank, then that would mean that was a standard that was not assessed during that term. It doesn't mean that they don't know it. It just wasn't assessed during that particular term. All right, next slide. And the next slide would show us just some images of what the mobile app looks like. On the left side there, it's just an individual course, shows you some attendance data for that particular course. On the right side is the dashboard, and it will just show you the overall average for your child for those particular courses at the moment. You could click on any of those, and that would take you into a more detailed look at each one of those courses. And again, we can't really give you any more than that at this point because we can't share the live data. But that'll take care of that, and thank you very much.
Mr. Plyer, we have a question in the chat. A parent wants to know about creating a username and password in the mobile app. Can you provide clarification?
So the mobile app, you are not able to create an account within the mobile app. If you want to use your phone to create the account, Mr. Whitley showed you, you'd have to use your web browser to create your account first. And then from there, you could go into the mobile app and use that username and password that you had created from the website. Again, using that letter that Dr. Catalano's got up there. And the district code is Z as in zebra, D as in dog, Z as in zebra, X as in X-ray. That's the 4-digit or the 4-letter district code. You're welcome.
Can I cut in real quick?
Sure.
When you go to your web browser, if you log in through a web page, in case you ever forget that district code, you will find it in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. It'll say district code, and it will show you the ZDZX. It will also have links to the App Store and Google Play. In fact, can I share my screen just so I can show that really quick? I think that would be beneficial.
Yes, sir, please.
Okay, so you see down here, this is where the district code, when you log in as in the web browser, you'll see your district code. You can also see where you can click on for the iPhone or for the Android where you can download. So you don't have to search for it. You should be able to click on those links and it'll take you right to it.
Mr. Whitley, while you have that there, would you also talk to them about the document delivery? I think we missed that.
Absolutely. So as you might have noticed, we're sending out our report cards via the email system now. All students should have received their report card, a digital document link to their report card via email 2 days ago. Well, let's see, it was Tuesday. In order for parents to receive the report card in addition to their student, they will need to opt into the process. So what you would do is you would click on email notifications, and you will see up here document delivery. you'll notice that there will be a student email address. And if you want your email address to be included, you would do comma and then put in the new email address. And then you would press submit. And that will make it so that not only will your student receive the report card email, but also any additional email address that you would like to receive the report card.
They would also need to check the opt-in box, correct?
All students should already have it opted in because I have a student email address in each email field. So I have already turned on the opt-in for everybody.
Great, thanks.
When did he turn that opt-in thing on?
It's automatic.
Yeah, when did he turn it on though?
He did it at the beginning of this year.
I turned it on so that the students could receive their emails. So basically, I made sure all of them were checked about 3 days ago to test the system. Now, if for some reason you did not receive an email, let
3
me
days.
know.
Okay.
So Mr. Whitley, just for clarification, that was 3 days ago that you put that opt-in, correct?
Correct. And we did not send out any emails through the document delivery until the report card, which was sent out Tuesday on the 23rd.
Okay.
Mr. Whitley, can you please clarify the new program and when we started using this new program?
The document delivery, yes, we've just started using that as far as for term 3. We found that we needed to have an alternative platform to be able to send out report cards in the cases as far as COVID, but also in order to expedite the delivery of report cards, we have decided to do an electronic version instead of the traditional paper version going out to everyone.
Okay. My name is Frank Barnes. I'm a parent. This is a major problem right here, because if you only got 10% of the parents signed up for this thing and you've sent all these report cards to these kids and you done away with the paper copies, the parents ain't never going to know. And from that data that I've gathered from some of the teachers, you got 30 to 40% of the students failing these courses because of lack of communications on 2 parts. On the parent part, or 3 parts actually, the parents, the students, and the teachers. Seems like the students don't want to talk to the teachers and the teachers don't want to talk to the students. I know that ain't this platform right now, but that's what I'm finding out with this right here.
No, I completely
And I just got
understand.
involved February 4th, by the way.
And Mr. Vance, that's a great segue. That's why we're doing these, because we realize that we need to find ways to get information out and to get parents to tell us these things. So what you brought to us, we're working on because of COVID. A lot of things we are trying to electronically get parents information as quick as possible, especially in the time right now of us being face-to-face, virtual at the same time, because we still have a large population of our students who are still virtual. So we are working on that. And we're going to start, and that's why we also have in this presentation, the 3 people actually who are over this, Mr. Whitley, Mr. Fryer, and Mr. Farrell as assistant superintendent. I'm sorry, I have not even introduced myself. I am Michelle Royster. I am privileged to be the Nash County Parent Coordinator. And today what we're going to do is also have a parent panel where parents who have used Parent Portal can also provide other parents ideas, best practices that they've used, as well as help us to understand ways we could better serve parents. On our parent panel, we will be having Mr. Plyer, who you've already heard from. Mr. Plyer is our district instructional director. We also have Mr. Balance. Mr. Balance is the parent of a middle school and high school child. Mr. Barnes. Mr. Barnes is also the parent of a middle and high school child. We also have Mr. Johnson. Mr. Johnson is the parent of a K through 2 child. And we also have via Zoom, Sonia Person. Ms. Person is the parent of a middle school and high school child. And we also have Mr. Whitley, who is the director of our student information and the coordinator of Parent Portal. We also have Mr. Farrell, the assistant superintendent, who will also be a part of our meeting. And at this time, we will be having questions presented that will be facilitated by Dr. Catalano. I will be monitoring the chat for any questions that parents have online.
Thank you, Ms. Royster. So Ms. Person, I believe that I have unmuted you. If you could make sure that you keep yourself unmuted because so that you can participate in the panel as well. I see you. Hello. Thank you for joining us today.
You're welcome.
And if we could have each of our panelists go ahead and introduce yourself, tell us your name and who your student and what school you're affiliated with, that would be great. So we can put some faces to some names. So Ms. Person, we'll start with you and then we'll go to the two gentlemen we have in the room.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. I am the parent of 2 high school students and I'm excited to be here. I have used the portal and just ready to share today.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kyle Johnson, and my daughter is in 2nd grade, and she's at Bienvenue Elementary.
Hello, my name is Frank Barnes. I have 2 students. One's at Southern Nash High School, and the other one's at Southern Nash Middle, 11th grade into 7th grade.
Welcome, and thank you all so much for being with us today. So the first question that we have, I'm trying to pull all of them up on my phone, but how have you found Parent Portal to help you and your child this school year? So any of our panelists, any of our parent panelists, you can go ahead and share. How have you found it useful this year, if you've used it?
The portal has been a great way to communicate with my child, to start the conversation. The fact that they know that I can go to the portal, I can look at grades, I can see if you missed anything, I can see the things that you did as well. So I've got to put some praise in when I see that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. I really like the portal. I check it every day, and it gives me a great conversation with my kids.
Thank you, Ms. Person.
I would tell you that I haven't had a positive experience with the Parent Portal. And the reason I say that is because either my kid's computer is not talking to the school or school's computer or the school computer not talking to my kid. But when I pull it up, I got all these little yellow triangles. And I've asked people to explain that because when I went and talked to Miss Royster, she says, I don't know what them yellow triangles are. You're going to have to go to the school. So when I went to the school and talked to the IT person about it, they went, this is Canvas. I have nothing to do with Canvas. Canvas is individualized to the teachers. And the one thing I wish the teachers could do is everybody get on the same page. Because I'll use my high school son for an example. There's 4 ways or 3 ways out of 4 teachers that he has to count absences or he has to log into his class. I went, really? And he couldn't figure something out. So that made him talk to the teacher about time. And the teacher said, no, you got to log in over here for my attendance. These 2 other teachers are here. This other teacher's there. And the middle school is just as bad.
Mr. Plyler, if you could speak to the difference between Canvas and Parent Portal.
So what we're talking about today is the Parent Portal where you see overall what the grades are.
Correct.
Canvas that you were referring to is our learning management system for middle school and high school. The Zoom meetings is what I'm assuming you're talking about when they go to different places to be able to join their classes each day. Is that what you're referring to?
Actually, no.
Okay, I'll just make sure I understand what you're
Well,
talking.
I understand that. The Zoom classes, I was told, was not mandatory to attend. You see what I'm saying? So and I'm going,
Okay, keep going. Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
going
That's
to
definitely something I want to know about.
use my little girl in this one. So she never attended the Zoom classes. You know what I'm saying? She said, well, they're not mandatory. I don't have to go. Well, then nobody was communicating to me from the high school or the elementary school or middle school. I got up with Miss Royster. She got it. She gave me the information. Mr. Scott, who's the principal at the high school, he's really great. I can't think of that.
Dr. Jones.
It's Dr. Jones.
Yeah, Dr. Jones, that's it. Yes, Dr. Jones. She's really good because when I did communicate, reach out to them, they did reach back. You see what I'm saying? And they gave me gave me some of the information. So that's what it's all about. I mean, you know, I understand that I'm supposed to be able to go in there and look at the individual grades. But see, now you also got teachers that wait 2 or 3 weeks to grade the stuff. Then you got teachers that grade it right then, which is great. But then you got some teachers that say, look, I will put their assignment on today. They got until midnight to complete it. What happened when I lose internet power at the house or got too many people on? So now it's locked them out. You see what I'm saying? Or I'll give you a prime example with my kid's computer. I've asked the school to check it, because he's doing the work. Then when we took the computer in to the teachers back in October, they said, let me see your computer. Not believing her, I have no problem with that. Then when they pull it up in the computer, the work's there, but they're going, oh, you already missed a grading period. We'll catch you up next time. But yet, when I did get access to this parent portal, I saw 70 some absences. You see what I'm saying? And not one letter, not one communication. And that's what I did tell the both principals. You know, we have a lack of communication here. We got to fix this. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's why I said I blame 3 people. I blame the parent. You see what I'm saying? But my wife was supposed to be handling it, so I took it over. You know what I'm saying? I blame the students because the students don't want to talk to the teachers and the teachers don't want to talk to the students. Prime example, if my daughter don't get her assignments complete, she says she's done it. You see what I'm saying? The teachers are emailing me saying she didn't complete these assignments. But guess what? They're not emailing my daughter.
It definitely sounds like more of a communication issue. And
Well, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
you've done the right thing, contacting the principals at both schools. I think that's.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
the
they
best
are
way to
wonderful.
take care of it.
I mean,
Yeah.
they are great, and the assistant principals are great, and the teachers are great. You see what I'm saying? I'm not, this is a bad situation for everybody. I mean, if we learn anything, we need better computers and better servers. But that's out of our control.
Yes,
That's in the
sir.
budget's
Yes,
control.
sir.
And I understand that.
And Master, I just think that one, I appreciate you like with your candidness, and I think a lot of times people would shy away from those things. I'm glad that you spoke to it. But I think that that's for me, that's one of the positives of the parent portal, is that because there's 4 or 5 different technologies and systems that each student uses for this teacher, that teacher. Sometimes the parent portal gives an overarching like accountability. And I think that that's the plus. So it's like, while a student may say, well, it's not mandatory, or they didn't go, or they did try to go and technology messed up, and so they get counted absent. While it's difficult sometimes for parents to navigate all of the systems, the parent portal is that one spot that has it all. And it says, whoa, so my kids said they went, or the teacher said they didn't go. I know that they did, and I can now keep things like kind of in checks and balances with that parent portal. And so for me, I think like that's one of the pluses, that once we are able to navigate the systems, once we figure out how to use them, then that's the plus of having it with the parent portal. But I agree that there has been a lot of difficulty with us, and we were able, my wife works from home, and so we're able to work out with devices and things to work fine. But it was a huge learning curve to get to the point of just being like stable with the day-to-day stuff. But I'm glad that we have the parent portal as that that overarching accountability, give a good snapshot of what things are doing. So that's a plus for me.
And to know, I wish I would have signed up sooner.
So that actually leads to my next question here that I have, which is, what would you recommend? I don't have my glasses on. What would you recommend to a parent who's just getting started with the application? So you've just gotten started with it.
Yeah.
So as a parent, how are you learning to make it helpful for your child?
I think it's a great tool. I really do. It does keep me on track. It does let me look at these grades. It does let me know, you know what I'm saying, when it is working, when I do have, you know what I'm saying. I wished I would have signed up at the beginning of the school year, not February 4th. You know, that date sticks out in my head. I'm telling you, you know what I'm saying? That's the day that I met with Miss Roster. She set me up in the parent portal. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not a computer person, you know what I'm saying? But she walked me through it, made it so simple and so easy that it's easy. It's user friendly, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I know I'm going on about Canvas. I'm going on about other stuff, you know what I'm saying? But I wished I was signed up the first day of school. That,
Right.
and if that person's signing up now, I think it's great. Yes, but we all need to, you know.
Definitely one of the reasons we're here today.
Yes.
Because we know that that's something that we need to get out there for sure. Yes, sir. Well, you'll need come over here, Mr. Farrow. If you can just sit right there, then that'll give you access to the microphone.
What could we have done better to help you sign up earlier? What could we have done as a district in terms of getting information, the parents providing resources?
One, did you send out letters to the parents before the start of the school year? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I did not get one. Two, yes, communication is the key. You had an email address, you know what I'm saying? Most parents provide that. My wife provided hers. Now the school's got mine. You see what I'm saying? That would be, to me, would have been the key right there. It's, hey, look, yes, it takes time, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people going, hey, I'll just, you know, throw some stuff in the mail, like, you know. To me, that's would have got, I think you would have got more than 10% people signed up for it. Because if I'm part of that 10%, you know, I just signed up February 4th of 2021.
Yeah, and I think that if it becomes the one option, you know, if I have 15 ways to get something, I'll choose whatever is the nearest thing to me or the most common to me. And so if the only way for me to see attendance is to look at the parent portal, if that's the place to go see the grades, then that's where parents will go. But if we can check, we already have worked out getting our kids on Canvas. We already worked out getting our kids on this. And so if I had to work to figure that out and it can get me the grades for each class, so I had to work to figure it and can show me attendance that way. Or if I'm going to email my teacher and go back and forth and pretty much flood their inbox, then that's what's normal and used to and near to me. But if we go to a system of the parent portal is where you go for those things, then that's where people will end up going, because it'll start being the answer and not another option that's over there that I could function without. But as you said, it's user friendly and it has all the information right there. Instead of learning all these things, I can just go to the parent portal, and then teachers can keep saying that information is in the parent portal. But as he also pointed out, it would need to be actually in the parent portal. So late grading and things like that would have to be adjusted, but that's on an individual basis things. But yeah, making it the option, I think, would be beneficial.
Ms. Person, are you still with us? Do you have anything to add?
Yes, another piece is just having that support for the parents. The portal is wonderful, and if you know how to use it, it's a great tool. But also offering support for parents. You know, technology might be the issue. If you're not really good with technology, then you're not going to probably know how to operate the portal. But if you set up little systems for the parents where they can have either a buddy, which could be another parent, or it could be several buddies, but having someone that they can connect to. I talk with parents all the time. I work with Downey's Partnership, and I am offering support for some of this technology stuff, how they can do Zoom. And then parents are relieved that they have someone to go to. A lot of times I tell the parents that you got a teenager in the house. That's going to be like your go-to person to help you with this technology, not necessarily to help you with the portal, because if the kid is not really interested in doing that, but they'll help you learn how to do Zoom and the other parts of it. But find a person that you can call 8 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night, and say, you know, I need help with this. I'm not sure about this. So just having little systems to meet parents where they are in this technology world. I love the portal. I've been using it for a long time. So I've just had it, you know, over the years. Comes to your email. You can check it. My kids know I can check it. And that's become a part of what we do every day. But we also need systems to help parents who are not sure how to do this so that they'll feel comfortable doing this.
If I could respond really quickly, Dr. Catalano, there are two things I want to say. One, or the first being that each school should have one or two individuals who are responsible for helping parents sign into Parent Portal if there's an issue. Each one of our schools have, I know for sure, one person designated, but some have several designated for helping parents. So if you are a parent and you're having an issue logging into Parent Portal, call your school and there will be someone who can help you in that process. The other option for receiving help now, we have Ms. Royston on board, is Ms. Royston. I know she's been doing some things in different parts of the county, making herself available at certain times so that parents can work through her to get signed up. The other thing, and Mr. Kyle, you brought up a very good point of if we could make Parent Portal the place that we went to for all things. Unfortunately, and I'll let either Mr. Plyer or Mr. Whitley explain more, the Parent Portal piece is actually an element of our Power School program. And so the things that when we're talking about, like with Canvas, Canvas is the learning management system that we've gone to for the whole digital learning piece. You know, when COVID came, we had to really change up the way that we do business in terms of being able to provide that digital learning for students who are not coming for in-person learning. So you have that as a standalone but attached to, then you have Parent Portal as a standalone but attached to. So some of these things we have to have in place for various reasons. And Mr. Plyler and Mr. Whitley probably can do a better job explaining that than I can. But we wish that we had a place where it would be a one-stop shop, because it can be confusing and can tie parents down when they're trying to learn these different elements of programs.
I would just say from the learning management standpoint, being able to have access to Seesaw for K2, Google Classroom for 3.5, or Canvas for 6.12. In that platform, yes, you will see the grades as well as you do in the Parent Portal, but the biggest benefit from those is seeing the actual content that the teachers are teaching with. So if your students have a question about something that was taught during the day, teachers are supposed to be posting videos of the instructions so they can go back and watch those. That won't be found in Parent Portal. So just like Mr. Farrell was saying, it's great to be able to have one spot, but in this case, because of the instructional side of that, Parent Portal doesn't give us those options, but we can within the learning management system. So both of those are integral as we go through the education process.
And basically, when you look at the Parent Portal, it's the result of the classroom or the homework.
Correct.
It's the final what you would go to it's a living progress report, basically. Instead of you having to wait for 3 weeks or for the end of the term to be able to get the grades or check each paper that you might be receiving from your student. What it does is it lets you go in there and see the live information. And if I'm not mistaken, all of the instructional, the Seesaw and all those instructional pieces, they filter in.
Not completely.
Not completely.
Canvas does. Canvas has a feature that will actually pass the grades from Canvas to the Parent Portal. But Seesaw and Google Classroom do not at this point.
Okay, so for K3, it's still a manual process for
K5,
the
yes.
teacher. Okay.
The other thing as a parent, I'm a parent as well, and with remote learning, there are a lot of assignments and interactions and things like that that happen in Canvas. I have an 11th grader at Northern Nash High School that the teacher does to teach the content, but she's not going to grade or he's not going to grade it. So there may, the averages that I sometimes see in Canvas are different than what's in PowerSchool because the teacher gave it as a practice assignment. And the students knew, sometimes my son says he doesn't know, but I know that he does. The students knew that was just a practice. And I think that's the main benefit for me as a parent is that Parent Portal is the authoritative source, right? So when a report card comes out or when attendance gets reported, what's in there is what is the official authoritative information. And so if I see, I've got alerts on my phone, so I'll get an alert that says, Rocco was not in class today, so I know he wasn't on his Zoom or he didn't turn an assignment in when he should have. So you know, that I think is a big distinct difference between the two.
And Dr. Catalano? I just also think that that's the thing that would be helpful with getting parents plugged in, because I do understand the different formats, like, you know, being in the classroom literally would be the Canvas thing versus here's your progress report. But I don't think a lot of parents understand that authoritative overarching view of this may change. Canvas may change. The grade may change here, but this is your full attendance and this is the final say. And I think like that will be a good thing. I mean, check all platforms, of course, and engage with them. But if people really understood the power and the authority of Parent Pro, I think that would be helpful in getting people to sign up for it.
Very true.
I mean, like I said, I do like it now because I did check my son's grades and I went, whoa, dude,
Right.
I'm not where you went.
Basically, it gave you that red flag.
It
So you knew it's like, okay, where's the breakdown happening? And if you didn't have Parent Portal, you wouldn't have even known that there was a breakdown. So.
And I finally got the teachers calling me. You know, the teacher called me. She said he ain't turned in none of his assignments. So I went, hold on, I got you on speaker. You see what I'm saying?
Love the advocacy.
And that's what I'm saying. I love all the teachers. I love the principals. I mean, it's just, this is a bad time for us. And I understand that.
So we've got about 5 minutes left. Go ahead, Ms. Person.
Parent Portal is that makes it easier is that once you sign up, you can have it sent to your email. So you're able to just go to your email and click and see the assignments, see any missed grades, see any grades that are put in there. And that gives you a great, easy way to do it once you get signed up. Is just to have it sent to your email and go and look at your email daily. And a lot of parents now in this COVID season are checking their emails more.
Right.
That's the beneficial about the mobile component is that as soon as a change is made in Power Teacher or in PowerSchool, that is pushed out to the mobile app. So like I have a son, he's in a different county, but I use Parent Portal also. As soon as he's marked absent, it notifies me. And being a distance, having a student that is at home taking classes, but I'm here at work, it's nice to know, okay, I know that Johnny did not show up for class, so I can call him and say, why have you not signed up for class? So it's a way to be able to, I guess, helicopter. I know it's you know, but in this day and age, as far as with the remoting, I mean, you have to be able to keep tabs on your students, on your child. So the mobile app, as far as I mean, you can get it with the email, but also the real-time notifications that you get as soon as something is done and put in PowerSchool, you know it. So that's why it's been beneficial for me.
Okay, we've got about 4 minutes left, so we'll just, I've got one question which we've kind of danced around and talked about, but So in your busy week, how do you manage monitoring your child's academic progress with Parent Portal? And so are there any tips or tricks that you've used to, we heard about the email and the notifications on your phone with the app. Are there any other tips that you have for parents as a parting comment before we close out for this afternoon?
One thing that worked well for me was making sure I knew what their syllabus was. And I got that from the teachers, but also having my kids to take notes because everything's done electronically now. And you probably don't see a lot of paper and pencils and notebooks like we used to. But I do ask my kids to write the stuff in the notebook, any upcoming tests, anything. If it's a report you've got to do, make the note for me so we can make sure that we check on it. And it's important to check homework and to, every opportunity I get, not every day, but to sit down with them while they're in class and to just kind of hear how the teacher's teaching and, what they're getting, to be involved. And then to know that we share the portal. I'll call them to my computer and say, hey, come check this out. Here's what you got. What happened? This grade's a little bit lower. What happened? Did you study? So just still communicating with your child in the midst of the portal.
Yeah, no, it's the only way I communicate to them is I walk in there every so often and say, look, get it done.
Yeah.
You're not working on it.
It gives an avenue of proof to be able to present to your child saying, this is what your teacher has put into Power School. This is what I'm saying. And it opens up a communication there.
And I'd say like a huge tip would be what Mr. Barnes has been saying and thinking, that it's a hard time for everyone, and I appreciate how he has, I really think eloquently said, teachers, parents, and students all have difficulty in this time. But it's at the same time still important for us to take advantage of every opportunity we have. And so I'd say utilize all the skill sets, utilize all the opportunities, like all this stuff about Parent Portal is on the website. And if you can't even find it, like going to navigate the website, if you just Google Nash County Public Schools Parent Portal, it'll take you straight to the page with the video tutorials. So I'd say utilize all the tools that the school system, the teachers are giving out. And then I also love that when you reached out to Ms. Royster and then the principals, everyone was so responsive. And so I think that testimony really helps to alleviate the stress that people may have of, if I don't know what to do, I'll give up, because we can't give up, it's something worth fighting for. And so I'd say utilize the tools, reach out to communities and find the support that you need, because it's going to be there and we're going to get on the other side of it.
Thank you. And that is an excellent segue to the last few things that we have to share today, which is some contact information. And I'm going to turn things over to Ms. Royster.
For our Parent Portal for parents, we are trying our best to differentiate the way we serve. And so if for those parents who have not received the letter, you can have two options. You can contact your school to get the letter, or you can contact me. My phone number is on the screen. If you speak Spanish, you can contact Mr. Daza and Mrs. Raimundo. We are providing parents with one-on-one and virtual sessions to help set up Parent Portal. We also have videos online through our district website. We will be having a parent-only part to our website that will hopefully make everything easier and better for parents. In the chat box, I ask that you put anything that you would like to have in that parent section of the website so that we can meet your needs. Next Tuesday, we will be having our parent listening circles again at 12 and 5:30 p.m. Our listening circles allow parents to be able just to talk with parents, with someone else. We do not record these because we feel that this is something that is not meant for publishing, but meant to give parents an avenue to talk, to express how they're feeling during this time of the pandemic and with virtual learning and just with being a parent in these hard times. So we ask that all parents please join us next Tuesday at 12 p.m. or 5:30 p.m. The Zoom link will be sent out today regarding there. We do have a question in the chat box. Is there any available assistance after 5 p.m. when parents get off work? I am available, and I do make it a point to try to be available to parents within their work schedule. So we have parents who work outside of normal business hours. I'll be happy to meet with you. I do have offices in the Rocky Mount area, the southern end of the county, as well as in Nashville. So I can meet you at one of those offices. And we'd like to thank everyone, especially our participants. I think from today's discussion, we were able to get a lot of great information and great directions on where we need to go as we move further with Youth and Parent Portal and to better assist our parents. Thank you, Mr. Whitley, Mr. Johnson, Mr. Barnes, Mr. Flyer, and Mr. Farrell and Mrs. Person for being a part of today's panel. Have a great day, everyone.